Hello my friends, welcome back to another GDR video. Today I'm going to be going over one of the coolest features of the update that is available right now on Steam, and that is going to be the GUI for the British occupation. So if in a game you are playing as the British and lose the Isles, you will get an event once these arcades are set up, and it will offer, it'll let you play as the collaborators, and if you say yes, you spawn in London right here, and you have this big menu. It's kind of confusing. You also have a decently sized focus tree, so I thought I would explain it as much as I can to you guys. Now, there are two main factors that you want to worry about, and we're going to just say that our goal is to reunite the UK, which is right here. You get your cores and etc. It's great. Now, if we want to do that, what do we have to do? Well, we have to keep two things in mind, like I said, and there's going to be these resistance levels, that's the first thing, and then overall stability. Now, if you want to actually reunite the UK and annex these zones, you have to have a high overall stability. You'll find that in your balance of power menu. It has to be at least 40%, which is quite stable, and as you can see, it activates the mission to annex the Birmingham area. But, there's a couple different ways to move that up, and a lot of it has to do with the other mechanic, which is resistance. Now, as you can see, I have a map here, interactable map of all of the zones, kind of the countries inside of the UK. It's not a map of the actual occupation itself, just a map of the different countries. And you can see we have England, Wales, Cornwall, Scotland, and then Ireland, which actually right now is still free, which means we can't really do anything with it because, well, it's free, but that's how it is. And we have a couple missions that are ticking down. Now we have resistance missions and we have overall stability missions. So if you want to have an increase in overall stability, you want these missions to end before these missions end. So as you can see, as of right now, these are all going to end before any sort of resistance rises in the zones that we control, which is England and Cornwall. So that's fine. But there's also one other thing, and it's these events that randomly happen. Half of them are good, and half of them are bad, and they also change depending on levels of resistance. So you could see, very good events. You can see very bad events. You can see events that change it in one way or the other, but not by too much since they're quite small. And those are going to be wrenches in the plan, so to speak. They are going to take away days from these missions so that actually resistance will rise before overall stability can. And if that happens, this mission will cancel and you'll have to try again. And it will tank this even farther down. Now, also, I want to say that this is active for everyone. So if we go to, like, RGG is a tag, by the way. If we go to Scotland, you can see Scotland also has these same missions going on. So all of these AIs are also dealing with this at the same time, which could be annoying. But if things get really bad, you also can complain to Berlin, which is actually an achievement in the mod. And then Germany at the expense of manpower, meaning if you're fighting a war with the Soviets, they probably won't do it. But if you're the player, I guess you could always say yes. You can either add days to these, or actually take down a whole resistance level. So you could pin your hopes on Germany if your AI compatriots are not doing very good, or if you are not doing very good. But this only shows up if at least one of these is at level 3, which is intensely resisting. Now there's 4 levels, actually 5 technically, or actually 6 technically. You have barely resisting, moderately resisting, intensely resisting, and there's a 4th one that says about to revolt. We don't have that here. And then 3 in resisting, actually. And then the 6th one is actually collaborating, which is a different thing. But that's neither here nor there. Now, as you can see, there is one thing I also want to say. In England's case, it rises much quicker than any of the other ones. So intensely resisting for England is pretty much the same as about to revolt. So be very careful with England. But if we give ourselves some PP here, as you do, there's a couple different things we can do. We can also grant concessions, which is good. We grant concessions to the English people. They will usually like that. there's a chance that that resistance will actually just straight up lower by 1 level, which is really good. And you'll gain a big overall stability boost. You see this one would make us go 20% on the side of unstable instead of 40%, which is pretty great. Or it could actually just go down a little bit, or there's a pretty high chance that just nothing happens. But this is pretty nice. Let's see what we get from just this. I think we got nothing. I think we just lost some stability there. Oh well, shit happens, and that will reload after a couple days. You can also just crack down. Now this actually always will add days to this, which is good because you want this to be as long as possible before resistance rises, but it will always hurt stability. It also takes a while to actually show up again, which is another thing. And that's really all the options you have. So it can be quite difficult at times, but there are other things you can do. First of all, you also, like I said, you have those random events that can help you, and then you also have 2 parts of your focus tree. You have the generic part that actually all of these guys have, right here, as you can see, and then you have the actual unique part of your tree. And there's a couple things that you can do. Now, if you want to reunite the UK, you probably are collaborating with the Germans. Now, I also see why you'd want to reunite them before you resist if you do the resistance path. But let's just say you're going on the submission path. So if you go on that path, you gain various bonuses, and you can see it here. There's some overall stability bonuses. There's ones that add days to missions, which is obviously very good. Other ones right here, and it just goes on and on. So remember that your focus tree is very important, and it may be able to help you get over the edge. And then also in your generic focus tree, there are a couple things you can do here. You can either go this way and gain some good buffs that way, or you can go this way and gain some buffs that way. It's really up to you. Now for this doesn't really help. This is just to get rid of this yucky national spirit, which is nice. Or you can actually do some military ones, because it is important to get your military back up and running if you can. You might not have much manpower at all, but if you can get anything out, it's important, because if there's a revolt, say in Scotland, we can't control Scotland. What are we going to do? Germany hopefully will be able to step in, but if not, you could lose the Isles. They will join the Allies. Now there actually is something else. If, like, for example, Scotland revolts and they take over the entirety of the Scottish area, Germany actually has a chance to negotiate with them. And that's basically saying, hey, stop resisting and we'll give you an independent state, or semi-independent state. But you'll be free from the UK. You'll be your own country. Scotland will be independent again, which could be bad, especially if you want to reunite the UK. You actually do have a chance to argue this, and Germany can listen to you if they really want to, but I wouldn't risk it. Really what you want is one of 2 things. First of all, you want to just keep resistance down so that no one ever revolts, so they never have that chance. Second of all, or the second thing, you could hope that Free Britain is able to get to them, because if Free Britain goes through their focus tree, which I'll show you a couple of videos from now, if they go through their focus tree for long enough, they actually can make these guys loyal. So if they revolt, they will not negotiate with Germany at all. So you won't have to worry about that. Or also, I guess a third thing, you could just build a military strong enough to just put them down. So those are 3 things you can do there. But yeah, like I said, every so often, if we let this roll down, events will unfold. We'll kind of see how this goes. And also, in some cases, it's good to have revolts, because when Germany puts them down, or you put them down, they'll go back to level 1. So say Scotland is going to be all the way at level 5, which is free and resisting, they can be put down all the way to level 1. We also have this decision right here, which we didn't see previously. It's called Sweep for Partisans. This one is more of a mixed bag. There are 2 good things that can happen, 2 bad things that can happen. It can remove days. It could just make things a little unstable. Or it can actually add days and actually make things stable. So it really could go either way. Let's see what happens. I wasn't really paying attention, so I honestly don't know. Oh well. Oh, and we actually got a random event. This one is not very good, and this one is also not very good. So now you can see there's 41 days left here, but in 26 days, resistance is going to rise. So things are really not looking well. We actually got some pretty bad RNG here. But like I said, I could actually, if I was smart, I would be going through my focus tree this whole time. We can just cheat it, because why not? There we go. And that helps somewhat. but not quite enough because we've actually kind of stalled for a very long time. There you go. And now you can see we've actually gotten resistance down quite a bit. England is only moderately resisting now. So I think one focus in there actually removes a level of resistance, which can be handy. And now you can also see that these are going to both fire before this rises, which is great. And we are semi-stable, but things are not going the best. Let's try complaining to Berlin. I think they actually worked out quite good. It looks like they added even more days. So they didn't give us the whole package, but they did help us a little bit. So you can see after doing stuff like that, okay, after doing stuff like that, this gets a lot more manageable. And see, these are going to end now. And as you can see, resistance or overall stability has risen quite a bit. We went from like 39% to 9%. So doing this over like a couple different cycles, these will respawn in a moment. It also seems we also got some good stuff here. 2 good things. Very nice. And as you can see, oh god, okay. As you can see, we're messing up. Scotland here. Uh-oh, I don't have any military. Whoops. Okay. Let's try to grant concessions just because we're reading the room a little bit. And Scotland's in the Allies. That's not good. Hopefully they don't negotiate, although they might. Let's see, do they have... Okay, they are not loyal to the Free British yet, which means that they definitely could. They definitely could fight us here and become definitely could become independent if Germany doesn't lock in, which it seems like they're not locking in here. I think we've lost Scotland. Oh, we're still holding on. You can see we've moved back down to quite unstable. Very, very lame, but shit happens. Okay, looks like Germany is pushing them back, hopefully. I don't see any allied troops, just Scottish troops. There we go, they got back Edinburgh. It's fine. And we're also having some problems here, damn it. Oh, 2 bad things, come on. Now this is going down, I'm going to have to crack down. Just to get a chance there. Now Wales is actually resisting intensely, somehow. But it's okay. Scotland's back, look, and now Scotland's fixed. Back to level 1, thank God. Yikes. Okay, that hurt a lot. Sometimes shit like this happens. That's why I'm telling you, do not, if you can, let stuff get too bad. And if you see AI is doing bad, then you're going to complain to Berlin, because that has a chance of calming down even the AI. Let's sweep. Oh, that did terribly. Oh shit. Is there anything else we can do in our focus tree? No. Not really. Yeah, it's Jover. It is Jover. It's okay though. Alright. Yeah, not the best tutorial. I will say too, I'm still working on this, and I'm still trying to, what's the word? I'm still trying to balance it, so obviously there's that part of it. So maybe there's more work to be done. But if you're playing, as of current, this is basically an explanation of everything. I'm sure you can do things better than I did. I'm not the best at playing my own game, you know? But if it just seems impossible, let me know. I also will have, in the comments, I'll try to pin a comment if I can remember, that will have a survey. So if you've played the update or play after this video, I'd love for you to go in there and say like how difficult it's been, or stuff like that, or how much you liked it. That way I can get feedback on this whole system, because right now it seems a little bit hard, but maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know, because my survey, most of the answers said it was pretty easy. So who knows? But that's pretty much every feature explained. We went over resistance mechanics, all 6 levels, or 5 really, except for collaboration, that doesn't really count. We went over the missions, what they mean, what they do. We went over all the different decisions you can do, and we also went over the balance of power and the event system and all that. Oh my god, we're like at max instability. Very cool. And I guess for a final treat, I will kind of shut up and I will tag switch, or I will observe. and we'll see what happens over time here with the British Isles. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial or overview. I guess it wasn't really a tutorial since I didn't do too well. And yeah, like I said, if you play this for yourself, is it hard, or am I just bad at the game? Please let me know in the comments, or if you want in that quick survey, so I can read over those results and make it better. I hope you have a good rest of your day. This has been Goats with GDR, my realism and system overhaul mod. Hope to see you soon. Bye.